Like far too many Australian country pubs, Hotel Trentham sat here in the main street, closed for years. That was until former NBA star, Australian Hall of Fame basketballer Chris Anstey came along to save the day. So why would a 7-foot-tall Aussie sporting icon buy a pub in country Victoria? Who knows? Let's go and find out. Why did you buy a country pub?
Because I love going. I love being on this side of them. And even when I played basketball, I'd always find myself jumping in the car, going on a road trip and sitting at a country pub instead of going to one in town. So I've always liked them and sort of flirted with the idea a decade or so ago. It didn't happen and this one became available. I spent a lot of time in town and just knew that the town needed its pub back. Didn't want to be a destination pub, wanted to be a locals pub.
I love that. I could not love that anymore. So it sat here closed for a few years. Can you tell us the story? What happened?
Yeah, it should have become a restaurant which was called The Plough, but essentially the town was left with two fantastic destination pubs. But, you know, for me, I always found myself in the cheaper one, the locals one. It's very, very different. So that's what we wanted to create.
And create it he did. Anstey bought the pub in 2023 and with the help of the locals, gave it a new life.
So the renovation was fun. We took our time and we listened to locals. We had local tradies come in. It was another way we got to know the town. We got to opening night and we thought, what we're going to do, we're going to give one night, we're going to put a couple of kegs on just for the locals and our mates who'd come and renovated the pub. And one of the locals might have mentioned to one of his mates, next thing you know, we got about 350 people walking in the door the night before we opened because the locals had gone around town. So look, it's from that moment, they've been so supportive and made us feel really welcome. They reckon it takes 10 years to become a local here, but we might be fast-tracking that if you own a pub, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon
we
so.
might get there in 7 or 8. Well, after 7 months, we open tomorrow. We're nearly done. Got some locals to make some signs. We think this is really cool.
You put a few months into renovating. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we kept finding things. It's a 100-year-old pub, 100-year-old building. We ripped up tiles, we stripped back plaster, we reopened fireplaces. We wanted timber and brick, back to what an old pub used to be. And the biggest thing with the renovations, we wanted everything to have a story. So there's a reason for putting the TVs up. There's a reason that we picked the dining tables. It's my old dining table. One of them is my deceased uncle's family dining table. You know, the people who made our signs are either locals or mates and they've donated.
Yep.
So everything around the joint, instead of filling the pub straight away on day one, we wanted to sort of organically fill it with people who walk in the door and, you know, even sporting memorabilia. I've got a bit at home that people have given me, but the only sporting memorabilia that hangs in the pool room is people who've either walked in the pub, spoken at the pub, been guests of the pub and they've donated it and signed it. So
you didn't want it to be about you?
We wore number 9 in the Sydney 2000 Olympics. It's the only one we could get. No, well, mine was the first one that went up. And then, of course, one of my oldest mates in the world, Dustin Fletcher. So he was the first celebrity athlete, whatever it might be, to come and do a sporty up here. And my Olympic jersey and his Eston Footy Club hanging side by side. And they were the first two in, you know, straight to the pool room.
Yeah.
Kudafiti's up there. A few others who'd been through the pub are up there as well. Loretta Hanson is a local Olympic cyclist. So she was kind enough to donate her Olympic uniform as well. So it's starting to, as we're doing now, already telling stories, right? That's what we want the pub to be.
The former NBA star isn't just pouring beers. He's bringing mates together, giving the town its place to connect over a drink or a nice hot meal.
Since opening, this is a bit of a sports bar and it's right in the middle of town and the food's great, the beer's great, you know, and the Chris is great and the boys, and so I love coming up here.
You walk into the pub and he's just a mate.
Yeah.
You don't see him, I don't see he's what you do, you know, it's a great background from what he's done and shit like that, but I don't see him as that, he's just a good bloke.
He's really done well here and set the place up really good and supports all the local things and it's really good.
You've had it for a couple of years. Are you going well?
Yeah, we are. And we're learning lots. We're becoming more efficient. The kitchen's doing a fantastic job. And same with front of house. The team's fantastic and we're judged on when you walk in, how you're treated, how good the food is, how cold the beer is. And I just wanted to walk in and think we're just going to the pub.
The big question is why? What's the drive for you to do this?
Oh, it's kind of almost a childhood dream. A lot of people, when you go out and own your own pub, isn't it? So there's a little bit of that, but the answer's always the people. If we do the right things by the local, they'll become our best marketing, they'll be our best supporters. As a result of that, more people will come from out of town. We love the people who come up from Melbourne, but we've built it for the locals, and we're glad that the out-of-towners enjoy that local feel too.
Yeah, that's awesome. And the locals are happy that you're bringing this influx.
We think so. We're, I hope the bakery's happy. I hope the delis and the closed stores across the road. We hope that they're happy. Ask me in another 5 years how we're doing. I reckon we'll have a pretty good idea. Pale, dry.
So you're hands-on? You like getting behind the
No,
bar?
I do. No, hands-on behind the bar, in the kitchen, everyone equal. I learnt more about the business, I reckon, doing some dish shifts when, what were we wasting, what were we selling most of, when were the busy times. You probably learn as much in the kitchen as you do stand out here. You tend to get distracted here. It's one of those rare jobs that doesn't feel like work.
Yeah, biggest learning in the last 18 months.
Biggest learning, there's so many. I'll tell you a weird one. The ladies' toilets are always dirtier than the men's. I had no idea that would happen. That was really surprising. Lovely to meet you. No, thanks for coming in. It's the business element that's a learning for me. The wastage, the ordering, the processes, the routines. The back end paperwork, the tax stuff, the licensing, all of that stuff that I'm learning bit by bit.
And the hardest thing?
I think it's cost of goods. With all of the different licensing, from TV subscriptions to taxes to cost of goods to increased super, increased wages, and you try not to put your prices up. But the challenge is to continually provide really, really good value when the cost of everything is getting higher.
Yeah.
One of the things we wanted to do when we opened was, not much in town was open, or in the region was open on a Monday and Tuesday. But I've had enough shit Mondays in my life where I wanted to go to the pub and have a drink, or people. I just wanted them, and I wanted the locals to know it's always open.
Being one of the best value pubs in the area, it's always full, but especially on game day. And why wouldn't a sports bar be full when it's owned by someone with such an unbelievable sporting history?
Tennis early on. You're a junior tennis star.
I wouldn't say star. Played well. Loved it. I played till I was 17 years old, and Dustin Fletcher was my doubles partner. He made the choice to go to footy before I went to basketball, and I reckon we both made pretty good choices. Dustin had an unreal AFL career, and my basketball career went all right too.
Yeah. Modest.
Oh yeah. Look, basketball for me was a sport because I didn't grow up with it. I always consider myself fortunate that if I did my knee and never played again, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
So I'd probably love basketball more now than when I played because of the people I've met through it.
Yeah.
Exactly like the pub, I suppose. It's the people you meet through it that bring you back to it.
Was there footy involved ever? Was there...
Nah, there wasn't. I nearly went to footy halfway through my career. Shane Crawford, over a few beers, invited me to come down and play for the Hawthorn Footy Club before Spider Everett came. So I was going to sign the year Spider Everett signed.
You were going to sign to play AFL?
Yeah.
So you just played junior footy?
No, I didn't. Never played. No, but kick to kick with Dustin. I was going to play VFL for the second half of the year. We spoke and signed a contract. The coach and that agreed to do it, and so I actually went on a European trip representing the country, knowing that in my mind it was the last basketball tournament I was ever going to play. I probably played with the freedom and the best basketball tournament I've ever played in my life against some really big countries, and ended up getting stupid money offers to continue playing basketball in Europe. And as many times as I said, no, I'm not playing, I'm going to go and play footy, the numbers kept increasing, and I got to a stage where I thought I'd be bloody irresponsible towards my family and my kids if I didn't sign this deal. It was stupid not to.
That's what took you to Russia?
That's what took me to Russia. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to give you a good reason why'd you go to Russia. I went for money.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an incredible offer, and there was a part of me that no one had ever done it. There'd never been an Australian play in Russia, and ended up being there 3 years and won an MVP award. It was significant.
Tell us about some of the highlights in America. You played in the NBA for a few seasons.
Just being there, I think, being drafted, and when you do something for the first time that no one's done, it's pretty special. No one had ever been drafted for the Australian NBL. Now it's a common occurrence. Playing against and beating Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls remains a highlight. 26-point game against the Boston Celtics. Again, at the time, was the highest point score ever scored by an Australian.
It's been a pretty incredible journey.
Yeah, it's been fun. As much as is, hopefully people remember is someone they sit down and enjoyed having a beer with. Yeah. To be honest, I don't give a shit about legacy. I just want to enjoy myself as I go along, and this is something my kids enjoy too, and they get up here when they can, and building something and hopefully positive, creating positive impact for the people that you do it around is pretty special. So if we can do that and have fun doing it, then whatever the legacy is,
So be it.
so be it.